Breaking moments ago, both the New York Times and the New York Post reporting New York City's Mayor Eric Adams is considering dropping out of the race after a secret meeting in Florida with Steve Witkoff.
It comes amid increasing pressure from four candidates who aren't Mamdani to drop out and rally behind one challenger to the socialist.
All the candidates agree that Mamdani is an existential threat. So if you're not the strongest candidate, step aside.
They welcomed the socialists into the Democratic Party. They allowed the wolf to come into the chicken coop and take over their party. So now they distance themselves. It's too late.
They will do everything they can to try and stop this campaign. There is no amount of money, there's no amount of smears, no amount of slander that can stop this movement.
This week, independent candidate Jim Walden dropped out of the race and is urging his former rivals to do the same, to beat Mandani. He joins us now. Jim, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
So you obviously wanted to be mayor, thought you had something to contribute, saw a city in need. This seems like kind of an extreme step to drop out because you think everyone has to join together to stop one particular candidate, Mamdani. What is it about Mamdani that has you so concerned about this city?
Yeah, so just to be clear, I've been saying this since July. I mean, I've been trying to get some level of consolidation and cooperation among the candidates since then. And the reasons are very clear. I mean, he is as extreme anti-police in terms of his prior statements as you can imagine, calling them all wicked, corrupt, saying that he wanted to dismantle the force. So when he's now moderating his tone, I've learned enough in politics to know when someone says something, believe him. His policies are anti-Semitic. There are Muslims being killed all over the world, particularly in China and Yemen. Not a word from him about them, but what's going on in Gaza causes him to say, as mayor, I will actually boycott Israeli businesses, including cybersecurity and technology companies that are really important to the city of New York. $26 billion of Israeli investment could get canceled if Zohran Mamdani is the mayor. So those two things are enough, but for me, we're not a communist country. We're not a socialist country, right? We have a great safety net. America has innovated democracy and capitalism together to provide the best safety net of any other country in the world. And for him to say that he's going to now go to failed policies that have led to massive poverty, murder, et cetera, and bring America into that fold, no thank you. So that's why I think he's an existential threat.
And you were leading by example, I think you could say, by dropping out of the race and encouraging your other fellow candidates to do the same. Now we have this news that New York City Mayor Eric Adams is considering dropping out as well. Your thoughts on that move, if that comes to fruition? How does that leave the state of the race? Because we would still have Cuomo and running as an independent and Sliwa, a Republican candidate. What happens if they both stay in? Would you need another to drop out to be competitive against Mandani?
Unlike the other candidates, I did the math. I published the math. I made it super clear to everyone. If Zohran Mamdani faces more than one person, Zohran Mamdani is going to win. I can break out the math if you're interested. If it's a one-on-one race with any of the candidates, Zohran Mamdani does not have the math on his side. So his meltdown yesterday, I think, shows me that he's seen the same math that I have. There's not enough votes in New York City to elect someone this extreme. Any one of the existing candidates, whether it's Adams, if he stays in, Cuomo, Sliwa, or Joseph Hernandez, who Steve Forbes mentioned on this network, any of them, I think, will beat Mamdani in a one-on-one race, and he knows it. That's why he's scared.
Okay, have you personally been able to make the case to Sliwa or Cuomo? And if so, what was their response?
So I have not had a lot of success talking to the other candidates. I talked to Cuomo about the poll maybe 2 weeks ago. I certainly called him after I dropped out to talk to him about the fact that I was not going to issue an endorsement of anyone at this point, because it's important to me to give every candidate the opportunity to run his race. But honestly, time is running out. By October 1st, there will be more polls out. Whoever the front runner is, the other candidates should step aside and support the front runner and have a one-on-one race in November.
And it's really interesting to see, just developing tonight, that Mamdani is talking about a debate, but not with his other candidates challenging him. He's saying that he wants to, quote, cut out the middleman. why should I debate Donald Trump's puppet when I could debate Donald Trump himself?
I mean,
Your thoughts on that?
This is childish, right? It is not. You don't expect this from a candidate at this level. I mean, first of all, he should have debated us all in September. There were 2 debates that were planned. The invitations went out. We all accepted them, and then he backed out. That's cowardly. Now, number 2, to greet Andrew Cuomo's challenge for a debate, which I wouldn't have done if I was Cuomo, but to greet that by saying, no, I'm gonna debate Donald Trump, it's stupid. And frankly, it leads me to believe that Mamdani really wants a national stage, which, I mean, understand, Mamdani's not alone. There are Democratic socialists running for races all across the country. And I'm super concerned about where the money is coming from to fund a lot of these candidates. So this is one of the reasons that I've said the Mamdani administration is a Trojan horse, and we got to be super careful about what we are voting for. And I hope that his supporters will take a hard look at where his money's coming from and what he has said about issues that matter to all of us before they pull the lever for him.
Okay, you've been looking at the polling very closely.
I have.
Is he just locked with a hardcore that actually believes in this stuff, or are you seeing any movement over time? I mean, is there a potential to have some of his voters say, this is crazy, I don't want to jump over the cliff into socialism, or is it kind of rock solid and it's just about coalescing everyone else behind the arrival?
I think that there's the overwhelming majority of his group is locked in. I mean, we're seeing demagoguery in our political system on the left and on the right. And unfortunately, in this day and age, once people kind of dig their heels in, they can't be unstuck. I mean, honestly, Zohran Mamdani could walk down the street and shoot someone in the face, and there would be people that continue to support him in droves. Yes. So what I know, though, is that he's capped, right? He's going to get somewhere between 550 and 650,000 votes in the general. And so if the race does not consolidate, then he's going to win with those numbers. But if there's one candidate that faces him in November, there's enough votes there for the centrist candidate to win.
Jim, we got to go, but hope you enjoy your time. Now that you're not on the campaign trail, get back to your professional career.
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks very much for joining us.